There's a night live with T-Bird. I'm just gonna get my laptop going here real quick. Uh, let's see. That way there, I can see anyone coming in the chat. I can read the chat better. Give me a moment. I should have had this set up before I started. There it is. There's my live stream. Bet you Chew might be the first one in here. I don't know. No, not yet. There we go. Okay, I got it open. Raspberry Hedgehog. Woo! You beat Chew. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I got the light shut off. I just got my lights on my little clock back there and my crystal egg with the fireplace in the background. I don't know if I'm zoomed in or not. There we go. Yeah, I was debating whether to go live or not. The weather's kind of crappy here. It's been raining. Uh, I've had a lot to do, a lot going on. Uh, and I was just contemplating on whether to go live or not. But I said, oh, what the heck. I might as well go live for a little bit. Who else we got here? Neil, good to see you. How you doing? Scrap metal racing. Woo! Yeah, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Always good to see you guys. Now let me turn the lights on here a little bit, I guess. That way there you guys ain't all in the dark. Yeah, busy day. Blister and Barnacles. How you doing, Jamie? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Woo, bright light, bright light. Let's see. I don't know if you're talking to me, Raspberry Hedgehog. Yeah, your stuff it came in. We opened it live. I think I still have it right here. If you're referring to me, let me take a look here real quick. Show it to you. So you got it right here. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Did you send me a chip? No, I don't think you did send me a poker chip. Did you? Oh, wait. Yes, you did. Yeah, it's right on the back here. Yeah, it's right on the back. Yeah, remember I opened that up live when we were doing a live stream? Yeah, I'm in the process of doing it. I got it right on my table here. Actually, I can probably do that right now. Let's see here. I got to peel it off the back of the envelope. Take it out. Give me a moment here. I'll get that up. I got to put that coin back in there. Yeah, I got a couple of packages on here I haven't got around to yet. I've just been so super busy with everything. Working and then family life and everything else, and getting home and other things going on. I've been just so stressed for time, and it seems like I don't have enough time to do anything. Let's see. I'm reading the chat here. Chasing Cheddar, good to see you. How you doing? The warden asked. The warden asked if that sticker on her fridge, so I was gonna get the skillet rash. Did you tell her it was a magnet? It wasn't stuck there. It can come on and off. Just stick it over on the side. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Let's see. We'll put you. We got a spot for you right up here. Right up over there. I see an empty spot. Right next to Mishy Stacker and next to PCI Pocket Exchange Inspector. I'll put you right up there for right now. Woo! There you go. Let me zoom you in a little closer. There you go. You found a home. Awesome. Hey, Linda Bob Mom, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you very much for stopping in. Yeah, like I said, I was contemplating on going. I kind of looked down real quick to make sure to see if there's anybody else going live. I didn't really see anybody. I seen a bunch of other things going on, but nothing pertaining to community members. Yeah, you still got that bag of pennies. I haven't gone through that yet, but ooh, man, I had a lot of change between the quarters in that bag, the dimes, the nickels, and then other change that I had because periodically I go to the banks periodically. I haven't done it in a few months. It's been 2 or 3 months since I've gone down there, and I usually once, twice a month will get $100, $150 worth of change, and I'll go through the quarters, dimes, pennies. I'll take out all the coppers, and I keep all the coppers, and then I return all the zinc pennies to the bank. And before I do, I go through them and I look for errors. I take out all the coppers. I keep all the coppers. I set those aside. And you wouldn't believe the amount of copper pennies I have. And then scrap metal racing. This is specifically for you. Uh, your 1999s on your pennies, your 1999s, look for those on the back side where it says United States of America between the A and the M. You do a little research on whether it's the close AM or the far AM. I've got a wide AM on 1999, and I've got one or two of the 98s, but it's 1999s, the 1998s, and the 1992s, whether they're close or whether they're wide between the A and the M, whether they're touching or they're not touching, depends on whether they have value or not. I've heard, I think it's the 1992D on the wide AM also has possible chance of doubling. I haven't never really heard of that, but I came across that recently, not that long ago. But keep your eyes out for it. I wish I had one of them on here to show you, but I did. Like I said, oh man, this is, oh, let me see if I can't prop this up somehow. What can I use to prop that up so it doesn't fall? I don't know. I mean, I'll just let you guys peek down in there. Between my Coinstar finds and the other change that I hadn't had rolled, that I went through them because I checked the quarters for silver, of course, and then I also check them for W mint marks. Anytime you find a quarter with W mint marks, that's $25 right there. Boom, bang, bing. Not unless it's really destroyed or something. But that's one thing to keep out for on the newer quarters, on the state quarters. Look for the W, minted in West Point. On the pennies, like I said, always check for wheatback pennies. Anything from 1982 on. 1982, they had zinc and they had zinc and they had copper. Um, so make sure to check them and weigh them. If you're not sure, you can always usually bounce them and hear the difference in the tone. If you don't, take a little scale. A regular penny will weigh 3.0 grams or 3.1. A zinc penny will weigh 2.4 or 2.5 grams. That's how you can tell the difference between whether it's a zinc or whether it's a copper. You put your unwanted coins in a 5-gallon water jug. emptied emptied of water, of course, absolutely. Mr. Silver Eagle, how you doing? Good to see you. But like I said, it's the 1999s. Keep an eye out for. Check those in the back and the reverse on whether the two legs between the A and the M are touching. That's close. And if there's a space between them, that would be a wide AM. So it's the 1999s, 1998s, 1992s. And that's pretty much it. Uh, Now, like I said, you can do a little research on them, check them out. You never know, you might come across them. But like I said, I got my scale right here. Let me see. But right there's a lot of coins. That's all going to go back to the bank. Daisy May, how you doing? Good to see you. I missed your live today. I've been super busy. I'm at work. I got a different work schedule. It's very difficult for me to get on during the daytime. I didn't get a chance. Sometimes I try to go in there and at least hit the like. I apologize. Just email Melody. Okay. Listener is talking to Raspberry Hedgehog. Let me see. Let me get my scale out here. I'll turn it on real quick so you guys can see it. There's got to be some coppers in here. This is my penny bag from my Coinstar. That's clearly a zinc. There you go. Now listen closely. This is a zinc. I'm just going to toss it on this cherry table. I'll do it again. It's kind of sort of like a ping test. Southeast Stacker, how you doing? Good to see you. And here's a copper. You hear the higher ping to it? Maybe let's double check, make sure. It sounds like copper to me. Yes, it is. It's a 19. That's a 1974. And this one right here, I don't know what year this one is. Let's see if we can't see. That scrap metal, that's how you can tell if it's zinc or not. I can't see the date. I could use my magnifying glass. This is a 2020. And you can hear the difference in the tone. Now this is already set for, I'd spent several hours going through my pennies, and I just got this last bag to go right here for my Coinstar hunt. That's the last bag that I got before I'm going to bring it all down to the bank. Like I said, this one was the copper, and it's usually either 3.0 grams. Could be 3.1, but 3.0, 3.1, and that one happens to be 3.1. All depends on the amount of the wear. And the zinc pennies are 2.4, and sometimes they're 2.5. And it just popped to 2.5. You see that? But that's the zinc. You want to just get rid of them, bring them back to the bank. But always check the 99s, 1998s, 1992 tubes. There are a few other variables. I can't think of the top of my head right now to look for, but I'll let you know what they are. Hey, War, how you doing? Good to see you. Sorry, I don't got no steak cooking for you right now, brother. Yeah, when I went to the store earlier, I didn't even post the video, but I started the video outside my car, and I went in, and as soon as I stepped out of the car, I seen a quarter on the ground. It was a Canadian quarter, so I picked it up and I went into the store, and I was talking about this guy that usually goes down there around this particular time of day. Lo and behold, he was in there walking away from the Coinstar, going to the lottery machine. I'll probably post that right after this live. Man, I thought when I seen that Canadian quarter, I thought it was a sign of good luck, and I was gonna, uh, score at the Coinstar again. No, it was already taken out by that other guy. So I got that video. I'll probably post it. It's a little over a minute, so there won't be no music or no sound to it. It'll just be I'll doctor it up a little bit. I'll post it out there. Yeah, he got there first. He notoriously gets there about usually 2:30 to 3 o'clock. It was around 3:30 when I went there. So I thought he'd probably already been there, but he hadn't. And it just so happens to be once or twice out of 10 times, he's there just before me. And he's an avid player of the lottery tickets. It drives me crazy to watch him. OMG. He'll leave that grocery store, and then he'll stop to another grocery store, and he usually spends 20 minutes to a half an hour. What's he doing? Spending his whole week's paycheck there? Woo. I had that problem once before, but I cured myself. I used to spend a large amount of money a day on buying lottery tickets. But I had about a 2-3 month run where I did rather well. I did rather well from $50 that I had gotten. That kept me going for 3 months, and I had a grand total of seven. What do you think it is? Seven what? Somebody answer it. $7, 700, or 7K? How much do you think I got within 3 months that I profited from the New York lottery? Nobody wants to guess. Well, I'll just wait and see, and I'll read the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Or says $7. Well, dollars is right, but not just dollars. Jason Setter says 7K. Okay. I'm going to break it. It is 7K, not 100. Sorry, Raspberry. 7,000. Within 3 months, I was playing every day. And on the average day, sometimes before this, I would probably spend anywhere from, I don't know, between buying lottery tickets and pick three numbers. But a lot of times I buy lottery tickets, scratch offs. And I didn't scratch them off. I just scanned. I scratched off the code, and I held the code up to the machine. Oops, I got you guys zoomed in on us. Oh, let me give you a little fireplace, a little heat. I used to scratch off the code, and I'd scan it to see if it was a winner or not. But yeah, inside of 3 months, I had profited 7K. When my first when I had 50 bucks from a winning ticket that I had, I put it into the machine, and at that particular store, I had hit a 200. Now, usually when I would hit anything, I don't care what it was, $20, and I wasn't buying the dollar or $5 tickets. I was buying a minimum the $10 or the 20 or the $30 tickets. How much for a pewter, a p pewter tea, a PP pewter? Oh, you're talking one of these down there? They're copper. They're copper. We can talk about that later. I got they're in sequence. That's one, two, three, four, five, six, and that's number seven. I poured seven of them, but we can discuss it. Let me see. I'll tell you roughly about what they are. Their weight. Let me turn it to regular ounces. On average, they're about. I don't know if you can see it. On average, they're about four. excuse me, 4.8 ounces. They range a little different, but 4.5 to 5. That one's 5.2 ounces. Pure copper. This one's probably a little heavier, 5.67 ounces. I kind of I kind of like that one. This was pour number. Let me see. That was one. That's two. That's three. This one was four. This one's five. Number five pour. It poured over just a little bit. This one right here. It poured over just a little bit, and that was a little dribble from where I pulled away from it. I decided to leave it there because it kind of looks like smoke coming out of it, and it looks like maybe the bullet exiting. Maybe I don't know. Dub C, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. But to get back to the lottery thing, it was 7K, and I'd got a $200 winner, and I always, whenever I won, I would always buy the very next ticket because I had seen from my experience that usually winners come up back to back. But what had happened is I'd off that 50, I'd won 200. I cashed it in. I took another 20 out of that 200, put it in the machine, bought the very next ticket. The very next ticket was a 300. Boom, chakalaka. There's 500. uh, yeah, did I buy the next ticket? Yeah, you bet you. You bet you I did. About the next one, it was a loser. Then I went, I tried another ticket at that same store. I won 100. So I won a 200, a 300, and a 100. I was so lucky that day, it wasn't funny. Cashed that in, left that, went to that other store that's only a mile and a half, maybe from my place, from the store, going home towards my place, a small convenience store. And I went in there and I bought the very first ticket. It was a $30 ticket. On that $30 ticket, I hit 500 bucks. I went and cashed it in at the register. I went back and I went to go tip the girl, and the girl said, no, 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 I can't. And I go, tell you what. I go, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy a $10 ticket. I go, you tell me. I go, you tell me which $10 ticket, and there's only a choice of three different $10 tickets. Which one you want me to play? And whatever I win, I'll split it with you. Okay? And she's okay. She goes, that one right there. I go, this one? She goes, yeah. I go, what about this one right below it? And she goes, okay, that one. And I took the one right below it because it was loaded with the max. It was a $10 ticket, and the highest payout was $600. And the next one was five. But needless to say, I scanned it, and it tells you how much it was. And I scanned it, and she goes, did we win? I said, yes, we did. And she goes, how much did we win? And I said, 600. She goes, no, no way. And I said, yes way. Here's the ticket. I go, you take 300 and I'll take 300. And she was almost crying in tears because that was about as how much she made within a whole week's time after taxes. And I gave her I gave her $300 inside my chest. I was like, oh man. But I'm a man of my word. So I gave her 300 and she was almost in tears. But yeah, from 300 to 200 to 100 at the first store, to a $500 ticket to a $600 ticket that I went home. That was just in one day. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was. But needless to say, that became a bad habit of mine. Um, with the scratch offs, I think I was doing fine. The money I was spending was the money I was winning. And then I had that 3 month long streak. And there was a time before that where I on the pick three, if you guys know how the pick three works or the pick four, I was stuck on 000 because 000 hadn't won. So I was playing 10, 15, 20 tickets a day on 000. And if you hit 000, which is the only way it could come out, and if it was a combo like 1, 2, 3, I would combo it, and that would end up costing me $6 for one ticket. But I won, I paid $500. Um, I did that several times on 10 tickets, and I did that on 7 tickets before. And I was trying to do it on 000, but I went like 2 months without ever hitting 000. And then at that point, I just stopped doing it. I gave up, and I have not done it since. I think since then, it's been 3 years since I've only bought like one scratch off in 3 years. Yeah, Big Daddy Warbucks. Well, Mrs. T-Bird did slap my hand for it because she knew what I was doing and she wasn't very happy with me. Woo, bird's the word. But that 7K I kept stashing it away inside a book, like I've talked to you before about. And I kept stashing that away where eventually we used it. We used the majority of it, and that's when we used it to buy our second fifth wheel. We got a good deal on it, and we bought a second fifth wheel camper. Yeah, I couldn't break that deal. The deal. Oh man, that I got a very sweet deal on that second fifth wheel. That's why we got two fifth wheels. If you ever watch my lives and see one, the first one we'd finance, the second one I bought outright. But it's nice. It was nice to be able to have that luxury of having money that I had stuck away and put away, and be able to go down and make that deal without having to finance it or take out a loan. We have Curtis in here. I guess I see Raspberry saying something to Curtis. I'm thinking Curtis from Michael Stackins. Oh boy, did I miss him? Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Mm-hmm. No, I don't see Curtis. You must be talking to somebody on their first name basis. But anyways, um, yeah, I think that was Southeast Stacker that was talking about the pew pew. Possibly, I'm gonna have to go back and reread this afterwards. If you're interested, Southeast, uh, you can let me know and we can talk about it. One of those pew pews I am when I do my celebration, and I'm unfortunately I wanted to do it this Saturday, but I think I'm gonna have to postpone it till next Saturday to be better prepared for it. Um, but one of those pew pews, I'm not gonna do that pew pew, but one of these, I'm probably gonna do a little giveaway on it. Not it won't be it'll be part of the celebration, but it's gonna be like an extra bonus. And then also, as you know, over here. Oh, thank you, Tomcat. Clapping hands. Awesome. Thank you so much. I didn't even put down a goal. If you look at these right here, I got those Griffin dragons back there. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I put somewhere. I'm not sure what 12 is. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And this was the last one that I had poured. And I was asking one of my live chats to keep the black on it like that, the way I did it, or completely start cleaning it up. But I thought it looked kind of neat like that. I just wish the black I hadn't scrubbed. I started to scrub it right in there, and I stopped and I just started doing the dragon and stayed away from the top part of it. Because during the live stream, I actually cleaned the top part of the dragon, and I thought that looked kind of cool like that with the background. And there's the back of it. But here's some of the other ones. This one right here is actually already been paid for by another subscriber. That one is Dragon pour number 2, that is already going to be gifted away during my 101K celebration. It's kind of neat because it was the very second one that I ever poured. And the way it came out, he's got a little forked tongue there. I don't know if you can see it. The forked tongue is hard to see, but it almost looks like a puff of smoke on there. That's one of my dragons that I had poured, and that's going to be a giveaway other than my celebration, but it's going to be done during my celebration. And that's got a really awesome background. And what I've been doing with a lot of these is I've been treating them. I'll clean them up with a copper cleaner, and I've been treating them with a clear enamel spray paint and letting them set for 24 hours and then doing them again for a second coat. That way there it'll lock in the copper color where it will not tarnish over time. Now, I'm not looking at the chat, and I apologize. I'm going to show you the difference in some of the pores between some that have been cleaned. And all these cleaned ones are ones that have already got this is a completely cleaned one. This is number 9. This is number 9, and that's got the clear coat on it. And that's had that on there for some time. Now this one used to look just like that, but it's turning like a brown color. It won't turn green, but it will in time. And this is probably like about 3, 4, maybe 5 months since it's been poured. And that's what'll happen within time. You get something nice, bright, coppery, shiny like that. In time, it's going to dull down to that. But I think I fixed that problem with that clear coat enamel spray. That was number 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 9, and that was number 10. And I'm doing the same thing with the dragons as well. I don't think I have not treated him yet. I have not treated him yet, but I did a little artistry work with the eye. I intentionally colored in the eye red with black on it, and I did a little bit of black in there just to give it a little bit of character, just to do something a little different. And originally, this is what it kind of looked like. That's another one of my dragon pours. Then I got the bronze one. Oh, I'm missing the chat because I scrolled up. Let me scroll back down here a little bit. Let's see. Cool. You can use acid or something. Can you use an acid or something to green them? To make them green? Why would you want to have them green? I don't think acid would make them green because the copper, the Wright's copper cleaner that I'm using is sort of like an acid in a way, but it's like a citrus acid that cleans the copper. I'd have to read the ingredients again, but it's not a strong acid, but it's an acid base, and it won't turn it green, but it'll. Uh, Let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick. I'll go get it because I got it right outside. And I'll do one real quick. I gotta grab some paper towels. I apologize. I'm jumping all over the page again. I wasn't gonna get into a lot of this, but here's the Wright's copper cleaner. I've got a lot of these. Um, I'm gonna show you 8, 9, 10. Number 10, which I've showed you before, and I'll give you a little demonstration. There's a little bit of red on here because of that other dragon that I had did. Now the red patina it takes a lot for that red patina to come off. It takes a lot for that red patina to come off. The black patina comes off a little easier, and that's part of the melting process. You get the black patina and the red patina. But this right here has got a little bit of red on it because it's red Sharpie. Like when I was doing that dragon with the eye, I did that with a couple other pieces that I had, and I used that sponge and it actually came off. But let me show you real quick, and it won't much because you can already see It's already been cleaned once, but this is just from it setting there. But you can you see that? Now that does look green, but that's because I had cleaned other things with the copper cleaner as well. And that's from other things, not these pores. Other pieces and things that I had that were copper that I wanted to get off, get the stuff off. But you can actually see that where it does a pretty good job at it. And then what I usually do is I'll rinse it off in hot water. I mean, if I leave this liquid or the paste on it long enough, it'll actually take off the red patina. And some of that black stuff would actually come off and become more red. But it takes a lot more for it to come off. But you can see, like I was telling you, you can see the difference. But usually I'll clean them in hot running water. I'll rinse off all the stuff off from it. Now I'm gonna have to clean that one up afterwards. When I get them clean them all up and rinsed all off, when I get them dried, I'll bring them out to my garage and I'll put a clear coat of enamel spray on them. I'll let it set for 24 hours and I'll put one more coat on them and then he'll look nice and shiny. That way there you can keep the nice bright copper look, and you shouldn't ever within years, because you won't be getting no oxygen or anything going on the metal. I hope that's a good demonstration for you. Just thinking a tarnished green look would be cool. Yeah, well, the tarnished green is something that happens within over a long period of time, and the green tarnish is usually kind of crusty. If you had any of these, it's like a powdery, crusty form. Let me see if I can't find one of those. Like here, I'll show you. And to me, that's not that desirable. Here from my Coinstar find, there's one zinc penny that's awfully green and crusty, but it's almost like a powdery paste. It's not something, and that's where some of those. That's where that green came from here. It'll take that green off, but that's where that green came, because I had some pennies that were copper that had some on there, and I used that to get some of the green off. See how easily that it takes that green off? This is on a zinc penny. I wouldn't do this on a penny that was worth anything. I don't clean numismatic coins or anything that are worth anything. But if there's something to where they're going, if they're a copper penny and they're going into other copper pennies that I'm keeping, I'm not going to have that green stuff on there, because it's almost like a cancer. It spreads. It'll go from one coin to the next coin to the next coin, and that I got to rinse that out. But this one can is just about empty. I've got like about 4 or 5 of them. Hey, Deneen, my sister from Alaska. Good to see you. Awesome. Woo! Get a little heart thing for Deneen and for Linda Bot Bomb. Woo! Always good to see y'all. Let's see. Just for the fun of it, I don't know if anybody else plans on doing those jewels, but just in case, I'll set a little goal, just so I get used to some of the controls. If you do any of those little jewels, any types of gifts or anything, it'll do a countdown. It ain't nothing you have to do. I'm just throwing it up there because it's something I can do now that I'm monetized. But it's there. What's a copper's favorite type of music? Heavy metal. Are you made of copper, Dylan? Because you're cute. Neil's always got these awesome jokes. He seems like he just rattles the braid off the tip of his tongue too. What I was gonna do is I was gonna talk a little bit about me metal scrapping. I was gonna talk about my coins a little bit, about what I showed you earlier. What I was about ready to bring down to the nite. I rolled everything. I got everything in there. I don't even want to ask you guys to guess. If you guys think if you think you know what's in there, you tell me what's in there. You tell me how much you know. Yeah, I know what's in there. You tell me how much change you think is in there from my 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 coin salvaging. When I go to the banks and I go through coins and I look for heirs. I look for silver. I look for copper pennies, wheatback pennies. I keep all the wheatbacks. Of course, they're all copper. Just one Sue, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping in. I still got to get to your page, Just One Sue. I said it during the last live stream, and I was going to today, and I didn't get around to it. I was going to a lot of subscribers pages that I hadn't been to in a long time, and it's so difficult to get to each and every one, and I can't find enough time to do it because if I did, I'd need uh, I would have to be up for 48 hours in a 24-hour window. Let's put it that way. Uh, but I took apart one of my breakers, some of my breakers. I got a lot of breakers. I got a lot of breakers. And I was just going to talk a little bit about the breakers that I got. And these are different types of breakers. These ain't your ordinary, these are not household breakers. But I'll talk about those in just a little bit. Yeah, I'll get there right after this live stream. I'm going to make it a point to go there and check out any of your new content. Just one, Sue. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you so much. Uh, now let me see. What was I talking about? I did the copper cleaner, showed that. War wants to have one all nice and green. You sure you want one nice and green? Because I can't make one nice and green, War. It takes years of that to happen. And it's more of a crusty. I think of it like a crusty cancer type stuff. It's powdery. It's flaky. It smells bad. Um, but the red that you see in the black, like I said on this one I hadn't cleaned yet. I'll show this one and this one during my live stream when I poured that one. I had some out in my garage studio, and I showed how I put a little on there and I rinsed it real quick and I stayed away from the edge. When I brought it inside, I used that pad and I scrubbed a little more of it off. I started to scrub here and then I stopped and I said, boy, it looks kind of neat. Looks kind of neat. But here's number 20. This was the very last one that I poured. And that one's going to be red. Wherever you see the heavy black patina, which is part of the copper, it's a copper oxide that comes, it's a black copper oxide that comes out of the metal. Underneath it, you're gonna have the red patina. That black patina comes off really easy. It's softer and more malleable. It comes off really easy with the copper cleaner and leaving the red copper. And that's what this one's gonna look like. That one is gonna be a red dragon, just like number 6. This is number 6. It's the very first one that I poured. And it's got a wicked awesome design in the back. See the bird up there? I see a bird, the beak. That was number 6, and he came out just like that. I'd have to go back and find the video, but he had very little black oxide on him. Very little. Let me get these back in order. This is number 20, and that's number 19. Okay, let's see. Neil's saying 230 for something. I don't know. Well, 230, the dollar sign. That's not necessarily 230. Oh, in the box. Okay, well, that's a pretty good guess. It's a pretty good guess. It's not right, but it's a pretty good guess. What you want me to put in water? Scrap metal. Put what in water? The black the black dragon griffin. Put him in water. If I put him in water, it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't come off with just water. If that's what you're referring to, that wouldn't come off in water. Of course, I quench them all. Water will not do anything to that. Hey, Michael and Nancy, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, I got my little vial. It's almost full of brass. And when I do the breakers, there's 2 that come in, and on each of they're double breakers, and I usually get 4 of those pieces. Oops, I just dropped one. I get 4 of those pieces in them that are pure copper or brass. They're not. They're brass, and usually in every breaker, they're ball double breakers. I get these little aluminum pieces, and I don't really melt aluminum or do aluminum, but maybe I might. But I save them. I get 4 of those. It's very easy to stick a screwdriver between the 2 double breakers and pop them out to where I can pop them out, and I can just grab a pair of these mini dikes like this, and I can just pull them out. It takes a little bit, but I pull them out and I separate them out together. And then what I got is I got this inside. I got some other stuff that's inside, and then I got this inside. So in each double breaker, I actually have 2 of these inside the double breaker, and I have 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, and there's some other metal parts in there. And how do you tell whether it's metal or not? You use a magnet. Now there's still some metal on here. You can see how that magnet is sticking to it, but then you can distinguish what's metal and what it isn't. Now there's a little bit of metal on here, but not that piece, just up on the top. Oop, my magnet just went over to there. But what I usually do is this part right here, because I save all copper, I salvage everything. Anything electronic, I salvage. I do not throw any electronics away. And any place where I can never get my hands on it, something that's being thrown away or tossed away, if I can get it legally, I get it and I collect it. Now that right there, I throw away. That's metal, and that's actually, I think it's nickel. It's brass, and I think it's nickel. I'm not 100% sure. I thought it was aluminum, but it's not aluminum. I'll show you that in a minute, because part of the other part of the breaker, this is in one side and that's the other side. And if you look at this, hey Amy Harold, how you doing? Good to see you. Woo! Good to see you, Amy. But what I usually do, and like I can use MAP gas. There's some of my breakers, like household breakers, I use MAP gas on. But this, I do not. Now that looks like copper, but it's not. What I usually do is I'll take that, I'll pull that off like that. And if you can look, I'll show you. I'll put it right down there. Let me zoom in a little bit so I can do this here. Let me get that out of the way. I'll put that little piece there. Get my magnet. You guys can probably see that. Woo! Yeah, there's copper there. Picking up the background. There's copper there, but it's actually steel with a copper coating on it. So I don't save the steel, and it's not enough. Like I said, that's a stainless steel right there. That screw magnet won't attach to a stainless steel. That's stainless steel, and this is a brass color. But if you look on the top of that, which I just took that piece off from there, what you have right there is a little button of silver. That's anywhere from 95 to 97% pure silver. And it's got a little bit of, I'm trying to think, tungsten. There's a little bit of tungsten in there, and it helps to keep the silver strong to where it's not real soft. But what I usually do is I'll take that tweezers and I'll break that right there. And if you can look in there, if I can get that focused, you can see that bronze color. You can see that bronze color because it's bronze, and I'm pretty sure that it's nickel plating on top of that. Now I'm not going to keep it. I just break that little piece off like that. Like I said, I apologize. I'm not really paying attention or watching the chat, but I'm after that little silver. I'm after that little silver piece right there. Picking up the background. Come on. Now I don't want to focus. Dang it. Gonna get me singing if you don't focus. There we go. I'm after that little silver piece. But one way I found where if I wanted to, I could probably hold that. Not with this particular piece, but I could hold that like that. And I could use my MAP gas on that outside. And within a few 5 or 10 seconds, that little bead would fall off. Now there's different ways you have to, if you're scrapping and salvaging stuff, there's different ways how you can turn around. You got a new dryer motor. Yeah, it's Don't throw the old one away. Your old one's got copper. Take the motor out of it, and you got a whole mess of copper in there. Yeah, copper plated. Some of them are copper or aluminum with copper plating on them. Yeah, I've got rid of about four dryers. Four dryers that I had. I had them saved in my garage. I got rid of the metal. I called a place up to, to come get the metal. I got this tip too far. Uh-oh. Dang it. I just popped my thing off from the mount here. Hold on, guys. Pop my phone off the mount. And let me show you this. Like I said, I could use my map gas. This is going to be more difficult to do. Zoom you guys out. I'll take this like that. And it's only, it's kind of, it's soldered on there, but really light. And what I do is I'll take that and bend that like that. And usually it'll come off. And usually I can take this like this. And I can pop that right off. And then that's nothing. I don't want that because I'm after that little silver button. I'm after that little silver button. That's what I'm after. That little silver button. Now, where did I put it? Oh, right over here. Get that out of the way here. Like I said, I throw that away. I throw them other two little pieces away. Let me turn this on troy ounces. This weighs this bottle without the cap weighs 0.20 grams. And these are some of my breaker salvage. Let me put it on troy ounces, just so I'm on troy ounces. That's the next one. Just put it in there. Like I said, I have a whole mess of those breakers. Plus, I got other different types of breakers. It's got these. Now, the lower your breaker, if you got a 15 amp breaker, you're going to have a little tiny round piece. The bigger the breaker, 30, it's going to have more silver in it. A 40 is going to have more silver. A 50 is going to have more silver. A 100 amp breaker is going to have more silver in it. But these are all silver pieces I got from my breaker salvage, and that's 0.2 grams. Right now, as of adding that in there, I'm on troy ounces. I'm on troy ounces. I'm just shy of 6 troy ounces of that salvaging just in that one bottle. When I get that bottle full, I'm going to start another bottle. Like I said, I have amassed large amount of breakers and all sorts of electronic parts. Stuff of my own and stuff from other work job sites and stuff that I worked on. They were just throwing them away. And I always asked permission if I could take them. And, if they wanted to sell them, and they said, no, they're just thrown away. You're free to take them. And 9 times out of 10, that's what they say. Raz Babo, good to see you, brother. What you making, Boyd? making silver, making money. Yeah, just showing a little bit of my breaker salvage. Like I said, those pieces that I took off, on this one piece, there's nothing, there's no breaker on it, but the other part of that breaker is right in there. It's on that little piece right there, and that little copper piece that's on there, I got to take off too so I can have access to that to bend it and break it. And that's another little piece. And then within that same breaker, which you just saw me take it apart, it looked like this. And I pull that off, and that's steel coated with copper. So I get rid of that, and I break that other little piece off. I'll show it one more time so Raz Bobo sees it. And then I pull the breaker off from there. That's garbage now. But there's some of them you can do without using map gas, because map gas can get expensive. Map gas can get expensive. And then so it's easier for me to work with, which I don't usually do it right off the bat, is I will take it, bend it like that, snaps off really easy. There's bronze there, coated in nickel, and I got that little piece, and then I take the 2 pliers like that, I'm actually doing it all again. Doesn't take much. Sometimes they go flying. There's another one. Woo! But yeah, the average person would have thrown them away and not thought nothing of it. You know, here's another little piece of silver. 95 to 97%. I mean, varying on the older the breakers are, the more silver content they are, depending on what they're for. There's some that's got as little as probably like 70, 80% silver. But a lot of what I got, like those sticker pieces, are 95 to 97% pure silver. And they got a little bit of tungsten in them. And it makes it stronger. Yes. Yes, Amy, I do. What is silver? Amy says. But when I get into this, I'll show you that. Like I said, what I usually do, and I'll break these apart, and I salvage the good metals what I want to have. And usually I'll take these dikes and I'll take that little pin out of there like that, and that's another piece of brass. I don't throw it away. I'm going to keep it and put it in my little black brass collection with all my other brass, and that releases that. I can get that out of there. It's just a piece of plastic. That ain't anything. Get rid of that. And then to get to that little armature right there with that other little piece of silver on there, what I have is these other little pins that I can pull out, which is just steel. I don't want that. Got another little pin. Pull that out. I don't want that. It's still stuck there. It's got something else. Now let me use these other ones. It's got another little pin in there that's brass. Another little pin there that's holding that in there, and it's brass. These ones are getting a little chewed up, so I got these other blue ones. I might be able to get it. But there's a little tiny head on one side. I can pinch that, snap it off. If I did it good enough, I can grab it from the other side and I can pull it out. Let me set that down. It's got a little plastic wheel on there. Take the little plastic wheel, get rid of that. I got myself another little piece of brass. So I'm going to keep that brass. Then I got these metal springs and everything else wants to fall apart out of it. So it's a metal spring. That's going to be garbage. And I have this other little metal piece. That's going to be garbage. And I got that piece. But to help me prepare it, I turn around. I'll keep all the copper. I'll keep all the copper. I'll take that out. Then I have that one little piece right there. Let me set that right there. Then afterwards, what I do, there's no more really much in there. There's one little piece of brass. I used to take that little piece of brass out of there and that little tiny bit, but it's becoming way too technical of doing it. That's a real small piece. I ain't going to really bother with it. But I have a retainer clip that's on here. I don't know if you can see that retainer clip. There's a retainer clip. And I usually do. I use my dikes. I'll get up underneath that retainer clip. I'll get it. I'll grab it. I'll get it off. That's garbage. Then what I can do is I can push that out. Oh, come on. Don't fight me. It's fighting me. This is the first time I've ever had one that didn't want to come out. Hold on. Maybe because of me reaching around the camera. Yep. It was just because I'm reaching around the camera. But I can take that little piece out. I know it looks like it's brass, but it's not. It's coated in something. It's not worth anything. Take that out, and then what I've got is a pure copper. Now it's got a little bit of coating on it, which when I melt that in my furnace outside, it makes some poisonous fumes and poisonous gases. But what I usually do is I'll turn around. This is plastic. I ain't gonna go right into it to take them out, but I'll snip that and I'll go around it a couple times. I'll snip that out and I'll pull that piece of copper out of there. And just in the other room, I have a container. I have a container. Sour cream. This is 1.5 pounds of a 24-ounce container. That was just about full of all of those from all those same type of breakers that I'm doing. And when I get the plastic out, I'll throw it in there. I'm not going to melt this stuff because it gives out the poisonous fumes because of whatever. But I'm going to take this down to a local salvage place that's going to buy this from me. and I'm going to get it as clean copper, because the other thing that it has in it has a little bit of solder that's actually on here as well. It has some solder which has silver, not very much silver, but it has silver and it has lead. So if I melt that together, come on, focus. If I melt that together, I'm going to get lead fumes. I don't want to get lead fumes. So I'm just going to get that off from there. And that's what we got after I get that plastic piece out of there. One of those. Let me show you a different one. They're all sticking together. One of those, I'm going to bring it up to a salvage place. I'm going to sell it for whatever the going price is, $4 or $5 a pound for it. And I'm going to get that. I've still got a lot of these that I got to take apart. I will be months and months before I get all my breakers all undone. But basically, afterwards, that's what you got left. The other pieces, that's if you wanted to save it for metal, you could save it for metal, scrap metal, but I ain't gonna bother with the scrap metal. Scrap metal's the least amount. They give you the lowest amount of price for it. So I will just get rid of that at my local landfill where they have a container where you can just throw free metal, metal in there for free, and they don't charge you for it. And then the plastics I just throw in the garbage. But there's that. I don't want to have this in here because I usually don't do that in this room. But I thought maybe I could show that to you guys just a little bit so you guys could see some of that, of what I'm doing. And of course, I got my big vial here. Like I said, when I fill up one vial, I got another vial. I take them from Mrs. T-Bird because she's a diabetic and she takes different types of medicines, and she gets these little vials all the time, and I find them rather handy for separating my brass and my copper and my gold, uh, like some of the gold that I have in there from my gold salvage. I got a couple of a 10 carat and an 18 carat ring in there. Um, but I'll put all my copper pieces in one. I don't have one right here, but I got one for 24 carat computer salvage. You've seen those, some of the fingers and stuff I showed you before. There's fingers with gold foil on them that I have not done yet, which I'm gonna have to break that down and get the gold foil off from there. OC Stacker, woo! How's it going, brother? Good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping in. Just chewing the fat here. Raspberry. Let's see. Bird will see your message in about a half an hour. I'm trying to, I can't read the chat when I'm doing a demonstration. I apologize. I'm doing a demonstration of taking stuff apart because I could snip my fingers. I know she asked me something earlier. I responded to it. Maybe she asked me something else. Let me go back here real bit. I know she's going to say good night. Let's see if I can answer her question before she heads out. It didn't look like the chat was going, but it might have held up. Good night, Raspberry. You put me on a wild goose chase. I got to find a place to throw this garbage out because it's got these little tiny springs, and I don't have no garbage container in here. Like I said, I've got a mess of those. I've got way more than that. I got enough to keep me busy for probably a month taking that stuff apart for those particular breakers. I probably got about 15, 20 different regular household breakers, but they're much smaller breakers. They're like 15 and 30 amp breakers. Some of them are double breakers, but still there's not a whole lot of silver in them, but I still won't throw them out. Amex silver is at 48, coming back a little bit, 73. And gold's at 39, 82. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on a minute now. Who wants to be mesmerized? I hope. I don't know if Raspberry Hedgehog took off yet. Oh, man. I brought this out because there was somebody that was talking about it. And I said maybe I'd bring it back out at some point in time. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a cool looking dog. It's a husky singing. Oh, bet you can sing better than me, AOC. But this is, I talked about it before and I showed it before. I know OC Stacker had seen it before. Yeah, this is an Ann Arbor bar. back when gold had dipped a while back, and I got my hands slapped for it. And I never told Miss T-Bird, or I never asked Miss T-Bird. Uh, I can't pronounce the last name, but you know what it is. But I gotten two. I got two of them. I wish I would have got two of these. But I got one particular type of bar ounce. I don't got that one out. I got this one out because I never realized it until probably almost a year later. That is holographic, and it is so cool and mesmerizing. I'm gonna put OC in a trance. Ooh, is that upside down? I can't tell. Yes, it was. It was upside down because there's the A, and then there's the H. Yeah, that's 1 ounce. 1 ounce, 999.9. And I got that at $1,900 an ounce. I picked up two that particular day. I said if gold dipped down to 19, I got it for 1901. I was going to get two. I wish I would have bought 10. Oh man, I wish I would have bought 10. Let's see. OC, can you? You on a wild goose chase. Yeah, I think he did send me on a wild goose chase. I think he was just seeing if I was paying attention. I'm doing a lot better than he. I think even he will admit it. Maybe he won't tonight, but when I get into like doing stuff like this, and I'm talking, showing things on my desk, and my eyes are all over the place, and I go from here this to that, and I hadn't even planned on doing that. And I just wanted to talk and show a little bit about my breaker salvage. It's what I do in my spare time. The only thing I didn't show how you guys what I take apart is the other half, the other contact on that. Yeah, he's pretty. You get that right. Yeah, it is. Um, I'll show you real quick. That other piece, like I said, on this other, like I showed you that one when I took that one apart, that copper piece is steel. I take that out and get rid of it. I throw it away. I don't throw it away in the garbage. Like I said, I bring it to my salvage place. But there's another little piece on the back of there. That's the same thing. It's metal. I remember the first time when I turned around, thought it was copper, and I threw it inside my hot copper in my crucible. It, and it floated and it turned red and it didn't melt. And I'm like, what's going on? Because it's made out of metal. It floated on the top, but I'll take that out. Take that out and get rid of that because that is magnetic as well. I'll show you. I got my magnet here somewhere. Where did I put my magnet? Dang me. Dang me. I had to take a rope and hang me. Hang me from the highest tree. Dang me. I don't know where that magnet went. Oh, see, I lost my magnet. But anyways, needless to say, I take that off and the magnet will stick to it. And then what I do is I get on the very edge of it and I do the same thing. It's a little different. This one's a little more difficult. Like I said, I don't need to use the map gas. I could, and it'd probably take a couple of seconds for it to come off, but I can do this rather quickly in the comfort of my own home at my kitchen table. Like I said, it takes a little bit. These ones are a little more difficult to get. But there we go. I can pop that off. I wish Jonathan was here because he watched a few of my videos on with my map gas taking it off. There's another little button of silver. Block out the background here so it focuses. Another little button of silver. That's the silver. All my silver breakers. I've got a few. I got a few of these full already. This one's almost full, and I'll be working on my next one shortly. And the other stuff, like I said, is just garbage. I just throw that away. I bring it to the salvage place where they take metal for free. They don't charge you for it, but I don't got enough to equal up to a couple of tons. Like I said, a few years back. Dolly, the Phoenix, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for the jewels. Oh my, look at that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I'll take it to the landfill where they take metal and they don't charge you anything for it. Cheers, everyone. Coffee. I need some coffee. And I bring all that in there. I save the aluminum what I can get from each breaker. I don't know if I've actually ever use it. I can melt aluminum. Um, I do have a few things. Dandy Dave, how you doing? Good to see you. I know we had Neil in there earlier. I'll show this again. From my coin roll hunting and from my Coinstar stuff, I got just about all of it rolled. How much you think's in there? How much you think is in there? Woo! I know Neil had taken a guess. He guessed pretty high, but he was not bad. But here's a couple of things that 3D Woodworks had used in aluminum. I haven't melted aluminum yet. I hear that it's rather easy. 2 out of 21. Come on, where's the 21 come from? It's supposed to be 20. Get it right, OC. Get it right. 2 out of 20. But I got these from 3D Woodworks. Here's an owl. This is 2.5 ounces of aluminum. I think it has everything on the back of this one as well. It's in 2025. I can't read it. And 3.9 ounces of aluminum. That was from 3D Woodworks. I mean, I could do something like that. That's not silver, that's aluminum. But why throw it away? I might be able to use it. You know, who knows? There's a lot of things that I take apart and there's aluminum in there. I save the aluminum. I save the brass. I save the copper. I save the silver. I save the gold. The rest I don't want. I'll send it to you, OC. I'll send you all the rest of the scraps you want. These pieces right here, after I take them apart, after I take the silver off from them, that's actually brass underneath there with nickel. And then you got stainless steel right there. That's stainless steel. I can send you all that, brother. I'll even pay for the shipping. I'm only joking. But I could actually pour some aluminum pourers. I'd much rather pour copper, silver, and gold. I'm contemplating on taking some of that gold that I got. But like I said, it's not all of it's 24. There's a lot of it that is gold rings, an 18 karat and a 10 karat. I'd have to retest that, but that's, if I remember right, that was 18 karat. But you can tell the difference too between 24 karat. I mean, when you got 24 karat gold, it's SOC, he'll tell you, it is pretty. It is pretty. It really shines. And you can tell that's not brass, right, OC? There is a few pieces in there, which I've got to separate them, which there's silver with the 24 karat gold plating over them. But the majority of them, 80% of that is 24 karat solid. I got to go through and take the ones out. And then I could actually just melt it in a little dish and pour it out. Did he get it right, Deneen? No. Tell him he didn't get it right. He said 2 out of 21. It's 2 out of 20. Man. The rest ignores. Yeah. Some of it I just missed and it goes up through and I don't scroll back. My apologies. Hey, Saniel, how you doing? Good to see you. Always good to see you, Saniel. Love the copper. For the love of copper, please don't put anything else on the table. Oh man, come on, Deneen. Come on. I've been adding. This is all new. This is new stuff. That rose is new. I had this out in my garage, the thumb I made for jackknife. You know, at the end of the stream, I go, woo! He said, you ought to make a copper thumb, and I did. Did you ever see that, Denny? I made a copper thumb. T-bird thumb. Just because jackknife asked. Hey, Plywood, how you doing? Good to see you. Missed the free gold at Plywood. Oh, man. No, that wasn't free. That wasn't free. I'll show it to him. Put him in a trance. The holographic trance. I think OC just wanted to see that again. I wish I would have bought 10 of those. Man, at 1900 when I was down there. Thank you. Thank you. I put my gold. These are just, like I said, rings that I'm going to melt down. They're 18 and 10 carat. I'll be dissolving some of those and breaking them down with acids. Some of that other stuff I can melt specifically down. This I don't want because it has other noxious, hazardous metals that are in there. Um, I could melt that down. I could melt that down because a lot of this is all 95 to 97% pure silver and some tungsten. I'm contemplating on it, but I'm going to do it the street tips way and give it an acid bath and separate it, break it down into a liquid, and then separate it and make pure 999 with a silver cell. See my name all over that package. Oh man. Now he used to be after these bars back here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, see what happened? What happened? I break out the gold, and this kilo bar don't mean nothing anymore. The kilo bar don't mean nothing anymore. OC says he wants that gold. Oh man. Oh, that's heavy. But anyways, I was telling Deneen a couple of silver tikis, and I got all these other tikis, and I got this silver pour that's been added. I got this other silver pour that's added. I don't know if you'd seen that, Deneen, or not. I'd poured a silver dragon. I forget how much he was. I'm still on troy ounces. I'll tell you real quick. 3.67 troy ounces. I poured him in the kinetic play sand. I gave him a little golden look from the smoke when it was coming up through when I poured it. Made some gold oxide. Yeah, it's 3.67. Then I poured this one for myself. Of course, this is number 2 pour. Jeff got the very first one. I poured that one. Got some nice little rippling lines to it. Then I got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more copper coins that I'd poured. What else did I add up here? There's something else. There's something else. I don't know. I wonder if Jackknife's here. You know, sometimes Jackknife is out here. He don't ever answer or say anything until I call his name or say something or I jingle my buffaloes. Maybe he's not here. If he's here, he'll come out. Mark my word. Yes, she certainly will, Sonia. I'll let her know. She's working right now. She won't get done till another. I don't even know what time is it. Oh, it's 8:48. Yeah, she's got about another 4 hours of work. She works from home, but she's busy, busy, busy. Just have to vent. Woo! Look at that! Awesome. Scrap Metal Racing's got the next level T-Bird. He's a level 1, but he's got the next T-Bird emoji on his name for 2 months. Cool. That's the first time I've noticed it. Yeah. Woo! Hold on. Hold on. I'll do it with copper thumb. Woo! Yeah, get out Captain Clang. Captain Clang. Jackknife didn't come. He couldn't hear. He couldn't hear. He couldn't hear it. I don't know if you could hear that one. They were big bars. Them are more than kilos. Those are more than kilos. Like I said, there's tons of tons. I've got all kinds of scrap. Like I said, I'm not kidding you. All for my silver and gold salvage. I mean, look at those pieces. All these got silver on them, silver laid pieces. Those got to be, they're out. They're coated with silver. Every one of those. I don't even know how much is there. Don't even know. I've never weighed it. But that's probably about 0.2. It says 8 ounces, 8.14 troy ounces, but it's not troy. That's going to be all melted down the street tips way. If you don't know the street tips, let me know. I'll explain it to you. He's who I learned how to do a lot of my melting and my pouring and taking things. 2 out of 20 still. Oh, see, come on. At least you got the 20 right. No, wait, you get to 22. He's really wow. Deneen. OC hasn't taken his medicine. He's supposed to be 2 out of 20. He put 2 out of 21. And now he's saying 2 out of 22. I'm a little worried. I think I better end my stream and call him up to see if he's okay. I think he's delirious. He's got to be delirious. It's got to be. It's got to be because of that bar right there made him delirious. Yeah, I got thorns. I got thorns in my finger. I've been cleaning out the back part of my property. I got little thorns. I can't think of what they're called again, but I got to try to get them out so they don't end up festering up. Somebody in my last stream told me what they were. I've been out back. Locusts, black locusts. I got a black locust trees. I've been cutting some of the branches down and cutting them down, clearing up some of my back part of my property so OC Stacker can fly his plane. 2 out of 23 now. Man, Deneen's even giving me a 3 out of 20. She's got the 20 right. Get it right, OC. Come on. Let us Troy get his own special ounces. Because it's a Troy ounce is a little different. When it got precious metals, it's weighed in Troy ounces. Just to give you a scenario, let's see, because a Troy ounce is a little bit heavier. There's a little more weight in a Troy ounce than there is in a regular ounce. You're going into another whole thing here, but let me show you real quick. If this copper heart that I poured, you can see the bird in there. Bird's the word. If this copper heart, which you weigh in regular ounces, let me see. I got to really pay attention to the chat because OC will give me heck. He's going to be on 2 out of 24 next. It's 1.92. Now, that's copper. Now, if that would be silver, we wouldn't want to weigh it in regular ounces because there's more metal in a troy ounce than there is in an ounce. It's the way they do it because of the precious metals. There's a better explanation than that, and if OC was live with me, he'd be able to tell you. But if that would happen to be silver, then it would weigh out as 1.75 troy ounces because there's more metal in a troy ounce than there is a regular ounce. But we don't weigh copper in regular ounces. We weigh it, and we weigh copper in regular ounces. So if it was silver, it'd be 1.75 troy ounces, and grams would be 54.4 grams. Regular ounces would be 1.92. Now, for a scenario would be like this silver one. That's actually 1.88 regular ounces, but we don't weigh silver in regular ounces. We do it in troy ounces. So in troy ounces, it is 1.72 troy ounces. There's more metal in there. So the weight's lower because it's more metal because they have more metal in a troy ounce. Going back to ounces, it's 1.88. Now that is pure 999 silver. It was one of my first silver pours. Well, not the very first one, but one of them. I think one of my very first silver pours were these pieces right here. That was one of my first pours. That's 1.25 ounces Troy. And very shortly after that, it wasn't my second one, but it might have been my third or fourth. I poured another one. I ran out of metal. That's all that I had left. And I ended up deciding to make a puzzle piece out of it. Later on, I made a topper for it. So I made an extra. I don't even know what that is. I never even weighed it, never stamped it. Troy ounces. It's a good time to get me, OC, because I'm not looking at the chat. In troy ounces, it is 1.68. And what was the other one? 1.25. 1.24. Wait. Okay, 1.25. It must be just on the verge. 1.25. Yeah, like I had said. But there's been multiple pieces that I've poured. This is a silver bar pour that I poured. I never stamped it. It's just something I poured for myself. Troy ounces, 3.85 Troy ounces. And of course, like I said, I had poured this recently. This little dragon, open sand cast. I haven't even cleaned them up yet. I don't know whether to clean them up or not because I kind of like the gold look that it created from the oxidation as it was coming out of the play sand. That's 3.68. Wait a minute now. Wow. How coincidental is that? Wait. Oh, 3.85. No, 3.85. Yeah, 3.67. And this coin is 2.42 troy ounces. I'm trying to see. He's 1.75. He's 1.39. He was poured first, so that's the second, number 2. Jeff Rubin's got the very first one, so that's number 2, and this one was number 3. Oh, let's see. Finally, you see what I'm talking about, Deneen. You got me into a tizzy. You got me into a tizzy. You'll see. I might have been missing something because I'm showing my pieces and I stopped looking at the chat. That's why I said it's a good time to get me. Let's see. Yeah, 13. Did I say 3? I apologize. I might have said 3. I was talking. I was talking to. I think I was talking to OC. I made a mistake. Michael Stacken saying 2 out of 24. He did it for OC Stacker. 2 out of 25. 2 out of 26. Man, you're on a roll. I know. Thank you, Deneen. I appreciate it. But anyways, like I said, I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about my breaker salvaging and rolling everything up and like my coins, a few things. I didn't even plan on being on here this long. Look at that, and I'm at 33 likes. Woo! An hour and 22 minutes. Wow. I'll probably. Was that mother? I don't know. I don't know, scrap metal. Was that mother? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you referring to on the silver dragon? I'm only taking a guess. Are you talking about that? It's sort of it's an oxidation. It's like toning from the smoke because I poured in kinetic play sand. And I poured it in kinetic play sand. This was the top I poured into it. And this was down into the sand where I made the mold. And it's got the sand that actually has oils in it and it smokes. Look at Deneen's post. Okay, let me see. Oh. Now I said, it's doing good, brother. It must be up further. Let's see. No, okay, now he can't read. And hmm. Oh, you were messing with me. Yeah, yeah. OC likes to do that a lot, I guess. But anyways, I'll probably stay on another 5 minutes probably, and then I'll probably head out. I got some things I need to get done to do. I wouldn't mind staying on there too long, but I can't read the chat, so I'll just call it a night. And maybe when I'm more rested and I'm not as tired as I am from working and staying up as long as I do, maybe I can concentrate a little bit more. But the desk earlier, like I said, I've already added more metals to it. It's still good for another 250 pounds, Deneen. Anyways, I guess Jackknife's not here. He never responded to my Captain Clang or my buffaloes. Yes, I'll make sure to say hello to her. I'll probably go make some dinner for me and for her and bring it into her and take care of the puppy dogs. Now, Jackknife isn't here. He didn't. I didn't see him. I didn't see him pop in unless he just popped in. He had high winds. Yeah, you were. I think you're talking about that on either you were or somebody else was. We don't have any high winds, but we had a lot of rain here. It rained this morning. I was up early in the morning, went to work, came home, got home this afternoon, had a bunch of running around things to do, took care of that. But it wasn't raining when I left in the morning. Sometime early in the morning, I think around 7 o'clock, it's 7, 8 o'clock, it started raining. It's been raining ever since. It looks like it's going to be for the next couple of days. I don't need any rain. I mean, if it gets as cold as it did the last few nights, we just might have snow tonight, Deneen. I don't know. I know you'd had some not that long ago. I'll probably sit here, like I said, make Mrs. T-Bird another iced coffee, make her something to eat. I fixed her something earlier, but she usually likes to have another something to eat, little snack, usually around 10ish. And I usually put the puppy dogs out. Yeah, the snow's arrived. I know. I saw the little video you did on it. I wish it could be spring. Hmm. Italian penicillin. How do you get Italian penicillin? I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Scrap metal. Hmm. I've never heard of it. Is that something that you concocted yourself? Hmm. Homemade chicken soup with pasta. Hmm. Well, sounds good. Pastina. I think I said pasta, but it's you put pastina. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I think the other night I felt like I could have probably used some. I felt like I was coming down with something. I think it was just sinuses or something because of the time of year it is. Usually around fall time is usually like I don't know. You got some pollen and other stuff from the fall and everything from fall plants and all that, like the corn. And it's usually kind of a bad year usually when for me anyways because I used to suffer from allergies, pollen, dust, mold, mildew, feathers. Believe that, feathers. Yeah, 2 out of 28. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to look that up. I'm gonna have to write that down. That name. You said it was Pastina. So just Tina with PAS in front of it. And I guess that's the key thing is the Pastina. I've never heard of it. I'm the type where if I get sick, I don't go to the doctors. I don't take medicines. I don't take medicines unless I have to. In order for me to go to the doctors, I have to be extremely sick. extremely sick before I actually go to the doctors. My immune system seems to be pretty good. Anytime when my kids come home or something like that, or Mrs. T-Bird gets sick, which I have to be vigilant on bringing anything home to her because she's got a compromised immune system. Um, but she'll get sick, and other people around me get sick, and I'm around them, and I 9 times out of 10, knock on wood, I don't get sick. But anyways, hour and a half. Thank you very much, everyone, for stopping by. Take care and have a good night. I'll see y'all later. Alrighty. Bird's the word. T-Bird out. Woo!